Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Newcastle United save. You rejoin us here, as I said last episode, looking at a rather dreary table, in my opinion. Whilst, obviously, I would have been delighted at the start of the season to have Newcastle up in second, it's a little bit bittersweet when we've been top of the league for the entire season. Liverpool have been in absolutely ridiculous form, and they now find themselves 7 points ahead of us, albeit we have two games in hand. But yeah, they've been absolutely flying lately, and so we're just struggling to keep up, basically. As you can see, their form. Oh, my computer's running a little bit slow here. Here we go. As you can see, their form has just been absolutely ridiculous since they lost to us and then Tottenham in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. They've just been winning every game essentially, bar one draw with Manchester City. They've won every game since, which has just propelled them up the league. And yeah, it's going to be difficult to see how we're going to catch them, as they're not dropping any points at all, and their upcoming fixtures look decent as well, with Norwich and Arsenal coming up next. Anyway, on to our own fixtures. So, as you can see, we've only played one game since. Oh, sorry, we've only played one game since the Man United disappointment that you saw in the last episode. We played Brentford away from home, which was a complete paradox performance, to be honest, compared to the performance against Man United. Away from home, we won 4-0. As you can see, 16 shots, 10 on target, 3.3 xG. We absolutely dominated them, basically. Yeah, and it was a good performance all round. I'll show you all the goals. The first goal here was by Gabriel Barbosa. It's just a simple penalty, and when you've got 20 penalty taking, it makes him look easy, even with the keeper going the right way. The second goal was also by Gabriel Barbosa. You see, St Maximan here gets to the byline and rockets straight across the box. Brilliant, brilliant cross and easy tap in for Gabby, who you see has picked up a slight injury. Edwards scored our third goal. Free kick comes out, really poor pass, a graveyard pass to the defender, who also doesn't cover himself in glory with a terrible touch. Edwards nips in and finishes it. And then the last goal was scored by St Maximan. Some nice play around the middle leads to us pinging one into the box, and St Maximan takes it down well and fires it into the top corner. You can see good old average ratings around our whole team as well, other than Olmo wasn't particularly involved, but I think that's because they had a defensive midfielder man marking him. And as you can see, that just opened up space for the rest of the team. So today we have games against Leeds and Watford, two teams we actually had in an episode earlier on in the season, and we absolutely destroyed them. So hopefully this will be a video with a lot more chances in it than the last one. But hopefully I've not spoken too soon. Everyone's happy as we proceed into the game. Taking a while to warm up. As you can see, Gabriel Barbosa is in the team for us today, so that injury he picked up was just a minor knock. Let's try and motivate the team. There we go. Send this to the assistant, and away we go. So we really need to be winning these games now to keep the pressure up on Liverpool. Because as I said, we had two games in hand, which is okay if we get 6 points, but with our current fixture congestion, that's no guarantee, as the team is getting more and more tired as we play more and more games. The Carabao Cup run was obviously brilliant to win our first piece of silverware, and silverware that Newcastle's been long overdue, but it has burnt the team out somewhat. So Maximan here plays the ball in, and Kunde heads it over the bar, and that's our first real chance this half, which, again, we're playing a little bit turgid, I would say. I was hoping we'd play a lot better. First half slowly trickling away here, and it looks like, yeah, we're going to go in level 0-0. Not great once again from us. I'm going to try and fire them up by telling them it's not good enough, as they really haven't been. They haven't really created anything. Average ratings up from the wingers and the centre-back, Kunde. But I can't have a feel that that's just because he's meeting a lot of corners. Highlight here almost straight away, though. Long kick comes out, well won by Kunde, and St Maximin picks the ball up. We recycle it back to Chambers, who pings the ball straight over the top to St Max, who's in here. Can he? Yeah, he couldn't quite finish it, unfortunately. Looked to try and hit it far post, and the defender did well to get back in and cut that out. The first sign of some proper threat from us, though, which is good to see, as Kunde heads at the keeper. But yeah, more threat from us, so this is already better than the first half. Though I would like to see some goals as a result. Lovely tackle there from Olmo to stop Rafinha from breaking away. Rafinha, obviously being Leeds' probably most dangerous player, someone we need to keep shackled for this one. Chambers plays a long ball over, and Gabby's in here. Can he finish it? And for the second time now from exactly the same spot. We can't put the ball in the net, and that's not great to see. Lewis here having a bad game, so I'm gonna take him out and bring in Grimaldo. For half a second, I thought that was a penalty, but no, Niakate handballs in the box. Leeds with a little bit of play of their own, although we break it down and it comes out to St Maximin, who, as we know, loves to run at his man, and with that high flair and dribbling, he does it so well. Ball gets fired across, but the defender does well to cut it out, and Leeds turn around and go back on the counter with Harrison, who plays it straight to Kunde, and we look to switch it across to the other side as Niakate strides out of defence and gives the ball to Neres. Neres plays a ball into Olmo, who's going to hit the byline, I think. He cuts it back to Neres. He gets it into Gabby. Gabby gives it back to Neres. And that was a beautiful goal from us. That is absolutely spectacular play. So unselfish from Gabby to hold the ball up and lay it back to Neres rather than just shooting with a defender on his back. Olmo here cuts back to Neres. Gabby holds it up, waits for Neres to run back in, which he dutifully does, and a beautiful finish on his left foot into the bottom corner. And that's more like it from us. That's more like what we know we can do. Robin Koch here down injured in the box, but it looks like we have a throw in, which will probably sling towards the box, is what we normally do. Oh no, played to Olmo. Comes back to Chambers, and Olmo's in again here, and it chips up off the clearance from the defender, and the previously injured Koch appears to be okay as he clears the ball off the line. Going to make another change here to try and keep things fresh. Niakate isn't having a great game, so I'm going to bring Kraft in and play Kraft at right back and move Chambers into centre back. I think this may just be a clip as a result of us making the change. I don't think it's a highlight. Yeah, thought so. 70 minutes in there, and we're winning, which is good and better than what we've had a lot recently. But still, I'd like to be a little bit more comfortable. Leeds aren't particularly high in the table, and we are at home. We've definitely had games where we've produced a lot more than this. Our XG is the particular thing to note, is that it's really poor for how many shots we've had, which means Leeds are just cutting us out at source, and we're having a lot of long shots, I think. St Max might be able to change that here as he runs to the byline, cuts it across, and there's the goal from Gabby. Absolutely brilliant run, brilliant cross from St Max, and that's the big chance that we were really looking for. Finally, we've created something clear cut, and Gabby couldn't really miss. Just hits it low and hard under the keeper. St Maximin in FM is just absolutely brilliant when played in that winger role. It's so quick and so strong. It's great to see. That, of course, gives us the cushion we need to be a little bit more comfortable in this game. Although I hope that we can hold on and keep the clean sheet as well, keep the morale up. We appear to be defending well, though, as most of this Leeds attack are on really bad ratings. Harrison, in particular, was on a 5.9 a second ago. Minamino, they've signed, is not doing particularly well, and Rafinha's I've barely seen touch the ball, although, as I say that, he comes in here, pings the ball on to Harrison, who squares it across. Oh, that was close. The three players I just mentioned as having terrible games almost combine get Leeds a goal. But thankfully they don't, and that's a win, which we'll happily take, and that brings us another 3 points closer to Liverpool. So I'm going to tell the team I'm delighted and progress on. So I'll skip on here and I'll come back when we get to the Watford game. Here we are then, back for the Watford game. This is the team we're going to be playing. Pretty familiar to you all by now, I can imagine. Tactics haven't really changed, so we can just go straight into the game. Off the back of that Leeds performance, I'm hoping for more of the same. Second game at home now. Playing a team that's right at the bottom, so hopefully we can put in another good performance. Quickly click through a few of these. Quite positive. There we go. And on to the game. Highlight here, 30 seconds in. We nod that one over, well, not over the bar, out wide to Rice. Lovely play between Rice and Niakate here, just keeping the ball and not messing around with it. Niakate swings one in. It gets picked up by Willock. I thought he was going to shoot for a minute, as he has been known to hit the odd banger for us. Kunde, our centre-back, showing some lovely feet. Willock too. A couple of Cruyff turns thrown in for good measure. The lads seem up for it by the looks of it. Lewis plays the ball to Neres, who gets wide. And I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Olmo looked to be running onto the ball and the defender cut it out. But somewhere in there must be a foul. And there is, penalty awarded. So chance for Gabby to get himself on the score sheet. And lovely penalty. As I've said, with 20 penalty taken, you can be pretty certain, almost every time at least, that he's going to put that in the back of the net. And he dutifully does. And 2 minutes in, we are 1-0 up, which is great to see. See the Newcastle fans going crazy in the background. St Max here then, whipping in a corner. And Niakate's up. It's been headed in, but the ref's here to check something. I'm not sure why there's an offside check, as he won the ball in the centre of the box. But it has been disallowed. It'll be interesting to see why that's been disallowed. So we cross in, we header it. Oh, come on. I understand that if the player's interfering with play or interfering with the goalkeeper's vision, then yes, but that's just ridiculous, in my opinion. But oh well, it's been chalked off, so we stay 1-0 up rather than 2. A flurry of chances for us here, though, a lot of set pieces. That one's been cleared, though, and Olmo plays to Kunde, who gives it to St Maximan, who's going to try and hit the byline and fire that cross across. But it's well cut out by Bachmann. Long swept clearance. We pick the ball back up, and our high press in this game is really evident to see. We are getting the ball back every time and then just going straight at their defence. Neres picking the ball up here, then he's got to the byline. It's come back out to Lewis. And then it's come to Rice, who bends one. Oh, and hits the post or the crossbar. But I love those FM animations. I think they were new last year, maybe, where the ball really swerves. And that looked like it was an absolute screamer for half a second. But anyway, 35 minutes in, and we are dominating this game. 10 shots, 11 now, 1.7 XG. One shot for them at 0.04. So they've had nothing apart from a long shot. And I'm not particularly surprised with the formation they're playing. Really defensive 4-1-4-1, leaving Sarr completely isolated up top. I'm going to tell them to not get complacent, as we do. We are only 1 goal up. We haven't won this game yet. Not a lot happening in the second half. Hopefully we can create a few more chances, but they don't appear to be coming at the same flurry as they did in the first. By saying that, there's now a highlight. We have the ball, so potentially one for us. Chambers there elects not to give the ball to St Maximan and hit the byline himself, which he does well. And it's brilliant. The cross comes to Gabby, who turns, plays the ball to Olmo, and he smashes it into the top bins. And there's the second goal we were looking for. hopefully now that can give us some freedom to really dominate this game, as Watford are going to have to open up to try and get back in. Brilliant from Gabby to take that down under pressure and find Olmo. Overall, we're playing really well. As you can see from our team's average ratings, pretty much everyone's having a good game. I'm thinking about replacing Rice. Yeah, as he's on a yellow card, and I don't want us to get a red card and throw this away. It also couldn't hurt to give him a rest. Foul there from the Watford defender, who's on a yellow card. And for half a second, I thought that was going to be his second yellow. $80 minutes in now. I was thinking about making some changes to try and hold on to the clean sheet and stuff. Actually, I'm just going to encourage the team, which hasn't gone down particularly well, as you can see from the morale at the bottom, but hopefully it can have an impact. Willock here then spreads the ball out wide to Maximan. He hits the byline and crosses it in, and that's ended up in the back of the net. I was about to say from Gabby, but it looks like it's actually come off the Watford's own defender, Sierralta. And that's us 3 to the good, and these performances in the last 2 games have been chalk and cheese compared to the last episode against Manchester United, so which is great to see. Obviously weaker teams, but still good to see us back to our free-flowing attacking best. And we're showing that we can score goals without set pieces as well, which is excellent. And time ticks down here, so we're also going to keep the clean sheet. And yeah, overall, fantastic game. And that's really good from us. So those are six points we really needed in the race to try and catch Liverpool. As you can see here, I'll go with 31 games played. We are now back top of the league. We are now 1 point ahead of Liverpool, so we're back at the top, which is really good to see. And I think that's a good place to leave off. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please leave a like, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to be alerted when I upload new episodes. I really hope you've been enjoying so far, and I hope to see you again on the next one. I'm out.